All right, crew. Welcome to Control Alt Elite, the daily briefing for IT professionals who still believe in accountability, competence, and earning your place. This is where you sharpen your edge, upgrade your skills, and build the discipline every real operator needs to survive in this industry, because IT isn't theory, it isn't politics, and it isn't about feelings. It's about uptime, reliability, and results. Here, we don't complain, we troubleshoot. We don't blame, we diagnose. We don't hide behind HR slogans. We take ownership and fix what's broken. While the corporate world gets softer, louder, and more fragile, we get sharper, quieter, and more effective. If you're tired of being treated like a ticket taking robot, if you're done watching people who can't reboot a router get promoted before you, if you want to turn your skill set into real leverage and respect, then welcome home. Because you're not just another tech in the queue, you're part of this crew, the operators who keep the systems running when everyone else is panicking. So lock in, crew. This is where you upgrade your mindset. This is where you level up your career. And this is where you become undeniable. So let me take you back a little bit when I was working at the hospital as an IT help desk at a major hospital in Toronto here. There was a day that there was a specific day that perfectly captures what separates real operators from anyone else. The lab had called us in pretty much a full-blown panic. One of their blood analysis machines needed a software upgrade, but the program was so old that Windows 10 it didn't even recognize it at that point. This wasn't just some other workstation. This was one of 3 machines that analyzed critical blood samples for the entire hospital. If this stayed down, everything stalled. Lab results, doctor's decisions, patient care. The lab manager was there, the supervisor, the technician, and a program specialist, even one of my colleagues who basically just came down to watch the chaos and just sit back and enjoy the show. But here's the part that stuck with me. Nobody wanted to touch this. Not because that they were busy, but because it was very, very sensitive. It was too old and too risky. The software itself relied on .NET 2.5. Windows 10 does not support anything below 3.5. Everyone said that this was impossible. Everyone wanted to escalate. Everyone wanted to back away. But operators, they don't back away from the hard problems. We solve them. I asked for a copy of the program so I could dig in. Every install attempt I did failed. Every log pointed to something different. People started whispering that we need to replace the entire machine, the whole lab analysis machine. But I stuck with it. Line by line, test by test, rollback by rollback. Eventually, I found the root cause. That it was the .NET framework itself. I forced the rollback, stabilized the environment, and I built a clean image and deployed it across all 3 machines. And just like that, problem solved. And to my last knowledge from speaking to my friends in the hospital now, that image is still there. I got no applause, no praise. It's just another day in the office. But that day taught me a truth that every operator needs to understand. Most people fail at troubleshooting not because the problem is hard, but because they stop too early. Real operators don't stop until they've solved the problem. It's a hard lesson. Most guys still don't understand. Now, let's get into the news because there's some really interesting stuff that's happening today. Article number 1 comes to us from The Verge. Apple's accessibility fix. The headline states, Apple releases a limited edition Hikawa iPhone grip stand, and accessibility advocates say it exposes a bigger design problem. So why this connects to the hospital story? At the hospital, the machine didn't need a new accessory. It didn't need a workaround. It needed someone who would dig deep enough to find the real root cause. Apple has done the opposite. Instead of fixing the underlying accessibility flaws, they slapped an accessory on top of it, just like everyone around that blood machine wanted to slap a workaround on the problem instead of actually solving the problem. It's the same pattern. Surface level thinking, cosmetic fixes, avoid the real issue, hope no one notices. And this is what slows troubleshooters down. They stop too early. They only treat the symptoms. They avoid the hard work. But operators, we go a lot deeper. Article number 2 comes to us from TechCrunch. The headline goes, a founder's unlikely path to Silicon Valley becomes a competitive advantage in industrial tech. The founder succeeded for one reason. He came from the real world, not the theoretical world. He worked with actual systems. He solved real failures. He learned the fundamentals through pressure. Sound familiar? He didn't quit when the problems got complex. He didn't escalate it to someone else. And he definitely did not slap band-aids on the things. He stayed with a problem long enough to understand it. That's the same mentality that helped me fix a machine everyone else ran away from. This founder proved what real operators already know. Hands-on experience and root cause thinking never go out of style. In fact, the market is coming actually back to it. And this brings us to the core of today's episode. You're not slow because the problem is complicated. Think about the hospital machine here. Everyone gave up too early. Nobody wanted to touch it because it was so complex and so old. Everyone avoided the responsibility. Everyone treated it as an old system problem. Everyone wanted a shortcut, a workaround, an accessory slapped onto it. Apple does the same thing. Big tech does the same thing. Most IT departments, they do the same thing. But operators, real operators, follow a different discipline. We investigate deeper. We validate instead of assuming. We isolate every variable. We outlast the problem. We definitely do not panic. We do not guess. Uh, we guess. Let me correct that. We do guess, but the guessing is to eliminate the theory that we were already working on. And if that theory works, that means that's something that we should follow. And here's the most important thing that we don't do. We do not quit early. Troubleshooting mastery isn't about being fast. It's about being thorough. Speed is the result of discipline. It's not a replacement for it. And repetition. A lot of repetition. So, 4 things that I want you guys to take into the workplace tomorrow, Tuesday. If you have a problem, stay with the problem longer than the average tech. Confirm every assumption twice. Check deeper than the error message. And number 4, the final thing I want you guys to do tomorrow, stop treating symptoms. Hunt for the root cause. I'll throw in a bonus for you. Document your solution logic so it becomes muscle memory. And that's a pro tip. This is how operators rise. This is how you will stand out from everyone else. Your boss probably won't do anything about it. He'll be just like, yeah, okay, good. We solved it. But in the back of his mind, he's like, I'm going to keep my eye out on this guy or this girl. Why? He's taking on hard problems above his pay grade or above her pay grade. Stick with it. Trust me. So before we close out, remember this. Servers don't stay online through wishful thinking. Networks don't stay secure because someone held a meeting. And your career won't advance because the workplace feels supportive. IT succeeds because disciplined operators keep the backbone steady while everyone else panics. Most people in this industry hide behind jargon, politics, and excuses. But not you, not this crew. You produce results. You diagnose what others overlook. You carry the weight of the weak. You carry the weight the weak avoid. And you do it with competence, clarity, and pride. Remember, stay vigilant, stay disciplined, stay unbreakable, and long live the rebellion.